So, I'm behind on comms, and the biggest reason that I want to stream this morning is, one, to hang out with you and to have fun playing it, but two, after we finish, it would encourage me more to go into art rather than just, you know, idling and doing nothing. I'm already streaming, so I might as well get into, you know, some work that I need to do.
It's like starting up Microsoft Word and writing one sentence or whatever.
Yeah,
or
pretty much the same.
One line.
Draw one line. Alright, you're done for the day. But I need to draw more. No, you...
I get that, like, because the whole thing is, like, it's easier to get going once you start, but for me, it's kind of like that mentality doesn't always work, because, like, more than half the time, I'll do, like, a little bit more than that, but then I'll just get tired and stop. So
I am exactly the same way.
Nothing helps me.
That's why I have to rotate through stuff, and it's really frustrating sometimes not knowing what might help me, or that nothing does help me. Because sometimes I sit there, and I'm like, okay, I'd really like to draw this, but then I also need to do my commissions. And, like, if my thought process stopped there, I could probably get something done. But then I'm like, but I'm behind on this, and I need to do these other commissions, and then, like, I have my art program pulled up, and suddenly I am very exhausted and tired thinking about everything that I need to do. Yes. And then I do nothing. I understand that, for me, and just as general advice, I should not focus on everything because it's overwhelming, and I should take stuff one step at a time, because I think that works best for me. Instead of planning everything out and being exhausted, just do the first step, and when something else comes up, worry about it then. That does help.
Not worry about everything at one time, though.
Yes, that's the hard part. Whenever I'm able to do that, it does work and it helps, but my mind often gets away from me and I overwhelm myself. So, I have to flip between multitasking. Sometimes I just need to focus on art. Sometimes I need to take my drawing pad somewhere and do art. Sometimes I need to watch a show that I enjoy while I'm doing art. Sometimes I need to listen to music. Other times, maybe chatting to someone helps. But the problem with any of these things is that while at times they do help me, at other times they distract me and hinder me. So it is a roll of the dice sometimes as to what is going to motivate me and what is going to make me not be able to get anything done. And I just kind of have to keep trying stuff until it sticks.
Yeah, and that lack of consistency sucks.
Yes.
Because, you know, you don't always have that, like, one thing you can do that helps you. And I think that's, like, what normies don't get, because most people, they can find something that works, and then it just pretty much always works, or there's, like, a handful of things that'll always work.
Oh, that would be nice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a login bonus. Oh, it's something I don't care about. Nice.
As always.
Time to play with Rex's tail. The problem is, I'm on top of it instead of underneath it. Alright, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I wish not to had, like, a claim all option, so I didn't have to go one at a time through shit and claim.
Oh yeah, I think see, for all the talk about streamlining stuff, shit like that should be streamlined isn't. Yeah. There's no sense in it being that clunky. Let me do a claim all, stop making me claim each individual one and then throwing me into the menu to change stuff when I don't want to change stuff. It's clunky as hell.
Mm-hmm.
The bot's been really bad in Discord. Someone suggested an alternative. It was, Neo suggesting an alternative. Dinobot for, like, announcing the streams. It just doesn't work half the time. So, Neo suggested an alternative, and it's something I still need to look into, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, honestly, I think, like, the best option you have is probably, like, making your own bot, but then when Discord updates, it'll probably, like, fuck that up, too, so...
Yeah. We will see. I am in the game.
Me too.
Okay, let's see. Member list. There you are. And invite to link party. You know, every now and then, I can't help it. I think it's just because of the internet that I grew up on. But while I do think some stuff is still funny, it fills me with rage when I see people censor themselves because they got their fucking balls cut off by companies. And they have no freaking... I don't know. Some people's dicks are in a vice, but other people just censor themselves for no reason when they have alternative methods of earning money. Maybe it's not enough. I don't know. But it does really frustrate me that they don't stand for anything. They just kowtow to whatever the new censorship thing is. Like, oh, and it's so inconsistent to me too, which is why I think it frustrates the hell out of me. Because some people will say suicide and kill yourself and like, fuck. But then other people will censor fuck. But they'll say goddamn. And then, like, other people won't censor themselves at all, and then suddenly they start censoring themselves. So you have, like, this really funny video, and now all the new ones, it's just like, what the beep are you doing? You beep! This beep! It's like, okay, if you're gonna censor yourself, you could at least change the way you talk, since you're gonna be a goddamn idiot. Like...
It's very cringe.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna censor yourself, don't say the goddamn fucking word in the first place. Actually change your script and be creative, you goddamn idiot. It pisses me off. And I think it makes me even more mad because the people that were against censorship, like Aaron Hansen, aka Egoraptor, and people like that who were vocally outspoken against censorship and thought it was stupid, and, like, actually made me think about censorship being bad for the first time in my life, just kowtow to these companies way harder than anybody else. It's like everything that they believed in and stood for, boom, thrown out the window. It doesn't mean anything. They just like, nope, all I care about is money. I don't care about standing for anything. I don't care about, like, alternate ways to earn money. I don't care about, like, actually standing up for the stuff that I used to talk about that I believed in. That doesn't matter anymore. Now all that matters is the almighty dollar and these companies and how much I'm gonna suck their goddamn cocks and just, like, get them to come in my mouth and ass repeatedly so that I can get an extra $3 every month.
That's what it's all about.
Sorry, I'm a little fucking pissed off by all the rampant censorship, and it's only gotten worse.
I can tell.
Like, God, it's so infuriating, man. Like, it's gotten so bad. I saw, like, someone make a video on TikTok, and he's like, I used to work for the gun store, but then the, like, subtitles have the little water gun emoji, and he goes, I used to work at the Pew Pew store. And I'm like, people have said gun. I see people playing games with guns. The fuck is wrong with you? Say the goddamn word. Oh, man. I hate people and just how much they won't stand up for anything.
I'm Top Pew Pew is my favorite show. Or my favorite movie.
Yeah. No one's in the stream yet, but if they catch this later, they're gonna have my rant at the beginning of it.
They're gonna remake Sonic Adventure 2, and the organization will be called Pew Pew, and it'll be written on the truck.
God, I am. I'm just so livid about it, and while I can understand that people need to do it if they've made a livelihood out of it and they put a lot of work and effort into it, it's not something that I can support or condone in any way, because it is so antithetical to my personal beliefs that, like, and there's obviously a difference between censorship and being an asshole and stuff like that. There's a whole nuance to it. But this I'm talking about is just like blatant censorship over stuff that doesn't need it. You should be able to say gun. You should be able to say these words. There's just not a reason you shouldn't be able to say this stuff or make like edgy jokes or humor if that's what you want to do. Let the people who watch you decide, right? The companies and the advertisers and the credit card companies, they're just like, they have way too much goddamn control over all of this, and it bothers me that more people don't stand up to it. It's like, oh, yeah, well, that's how I earn my $1 extra for this month, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Money controls everything, so that's how you do it. I mean, it basically just takes me back to the 90s with like network television and shit, and you couldn't do anything the network didn't let you do, and then, you know, cable came out and it was a little more free, and then you had the internet, and like when it was the Wild West back then, and you could do whatever the fuck you wanted, and now, you know, like the government and organizations have like caught up more now, so then they're able to control everything, and then when you know, big players are able to control shit, then they can stifle freedoms like freedom of speech and shit. And it's like, yeah, you technically have the freedom to say about any word you want, but you know, it destroys your livelihood if you do, so do you really have that freedom?
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Because, you know, if
I
people
also
weren't so afraid of it, then all these, like, big players, you know, like Oni plays, you know, they get, I'm sure, and especially, like, you know, Aaron and Game Grumps and shit, like, they've gotten so much fucking money, they don't need to censor themselves, but they still do.
Because they get more money from it.
Yeah, so it's like, that's all that ends up mattering.
It's just very frustrating. Sometimes I can handle it, but then, like, some people go so fucking overboard with it, and it doesn't make sense. Like, some people will say fuck, but then there's subtitles, and then the subtitles are censored. It's like, why are your subtitles censored? This doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It's like Zoomer brain rot or something, I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't, it bothers me a lot.
I hope that all the AI content farms out there on YouTube just start going rogue and just start, you know, saying all the horrible words that you're not allowed to say on their own. That'd be funny.
That would be.
I saw this one yesterday, like that one I sent you. Like, I didn't realize it was AI at first, because the voice is pretty good, but then I could tell, like, when the inflections were off.
Right.
I don't remember, like, the accent or whatever, but I think it was just, like, a British accent, like a more of a British accent, but then the way that he would inflect his sentences was, like, really funny, so it was like a summary. So, like, technically this is, like, spoilers for season, I think, 3 of Invincible. I've skimmed through the comics, so knew about it already.
Yeah.
But it's like about like like all the evil marks and shit that come.
Oh yeah, that happens in season 3.
And and so they're it was like this list of like, oh, like worst worst mark in terms of like how evil they were, like, or least evil to most evil or something. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I didn't know it was like a content farm at first. And
yeah.
then it had all these like weird names to describe each mark, and there was a mark with like long hair, and it called it, what did it call him? It called him like long hair short king Mark.
Oh my god.
But because it was AI, like it didn't know how to like phrase that, because you know you're saying it and like you're saying long hair and you're saying short king because those are like phrases, so you're saying them in pairs. But the AI can't pick that out in a script unless it's hyphenated. So
yeah.
So sometimes the AI voice would go long hair short King Mark. So like it's funny to watch it. Like I don't know, like that the shit that pisses people off like makes me laugh a lot because it's just so fucking stupid. But
yeah.
like, it is kind of amazing though. Like some people you can't even tell it's AI sometimes unless the pronunciation or the cadence of the voice is off.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why people are afraid of
it. Yeah.
Honestly, and the funny thing is, like, as afraid as people are of like AI art, I think like the AI YouTube shit, like that's worse, because that actually like steals views and stuff.
Yeah. Oh. Yoshi time. Is that the same one? Yeah, it is. Ooh, nope, did
said,
not want
like,
that.
AI music is
oh, that's still really funny. Yeah, I love writing stuff for Radon and Otnom. Hey Shizuka, welcome out. Good to see ya. Sorry, it's a bit of a rant stream right now while I talk about how much I hate censorship and how everyone just... I know, and how everyone just kowtows to it in the stupidest way possible. There you go, welcome out. Doing good, playing some Monster Hunter with Red this morning. I just wish people would, like... I know they need to take care of themselves. But especially when you have alternative methods of making money, I wish more people would stand up for something.
I feel like it'll swing the other way eventually, but it'll probably have to get really bad before it gets better.
Oh, and that's something else I wanted to say. So, from going through Dexter's lab again, I understand that stuff was, like, pretty censored, like, when I was a kid that I was, like, pretty unaware of. So, with your sentiment there, yes, I do agree. Because it, like, swung pretty hard in the other direction with the advent of the internet. But I think it's really frustrating to me because as I was starting to see that censorship, you know, could be just annoying or bad or just, like, there's no point in it, that, like, people started going really hard back into it. Especially those who claim to fight against it or not like it.
Well, that's the weird thing, because back in the 90s, like, it was still more of this kind of, like... you know, it comes in waves, because, you know, like, in the 60s and shit, you know, you had, like, the like, free spirit movement, peace and love, and that shit.
Yeah.
And, But then, you know, you still had the highly conservative people that thought rock and roll was the devil and shit. And then in the 90s, you had that overly Puritan Christianism, you know, these the evangelical speakers that are you know, oh, Pokemon, Satan, you know.
Yeah.
And then that kind of died out, and then that Jack Thompson guy trying to ban all video games. And then now, it's that, but instead of, religious Puritanism, it's kind of the religion is corporate culture trying to ban everything to make everything, squeaky clean for, advertisers, which doesn't really make any sense, because it's who are they trying to appeal to? Because people aren't really, afraid of, no words and shit as they used to be, so... It seems like this really, archaic... It seems like this really archaic thing that, corporate is trying to appeal to, because they don't realize that nobody cares anymore. But they're just so used to how it's been done for the past 20 years that they just never changed.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll catch up to that eventually once we start getting Zoomer CEOs, and then no one will care anymore.
I mean, I don't know. Replacing robots with other robots, I mean... Yeah, maybe. Hopefully. We're talking about mainly just censorship of, more along the lines of oh, I can't say fuck or shit or goddamn, or maybe something that might be slightly offensive or edgy for humor's sake. Everything is too black and white.
It's mainly language censorship, though, because, as far as, content, that's what's weird to me, because the content itself isn't really censored, because you have, overly sexualized shit, everywhere all the time, even in normie stuff, but you can't say, a bad word. And it's not even a bad word at that point, but you can have, content, which frankly is, worse. It's oh man, well, we can have all this gore and violence and shit, but man, don't say the F word, though.
Yeah, I think the one that...
doesn't make any sense.
I think the stuff that gets me is people not, saying, they won't say suicide, or oh, they can't say, I'll kill myself and stuff, and I think that bothers me more, because I like dark humor, I think it's funny, but I also suffer from depression, and dark humor helps me with that. So it's well, why are you saying that I can't say things that actually help me through my depression? What are you against, people getting the help that they need, or joking about stuff that they have a hard time with because it helps them cope? That is a thing people do to cope with stuff, and and there's a time and a place, and everyone handles things differently, but that is what helps me. Who are you to deny me that?
I think the companies look too far into the whole trigger thing with Twitter and stuff, so they're oh, there's things that trigger people, so we're just going to assume that if something triggers one person, it must trigger literally everybody on the planet. So we have to be as squeaky clean as possible and try not to trigger anybody ever. And then it's yeah, but everything can trigger anyone.
Right.
So,
but that's also why contextual stuff is really important. If something bothers a friend, I wouldn't go around and say that around them. If I mess up, I'd be oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that that's something you have a hard time with. But then, when you're watching content, if someone does something you don't sure, maybe they're funny or something, but they say stuff that, you're I don't know, that doesn't really resonate with me. You don't have to watch them.
We have such an oversaturation of content producers now. You can find somebody else that you like.
It's one of those things where it's let people decide who they want to watch and stuff with that. And not everything is black and white, like there's some nuance to it, and that gets overlooked a lot.
I don't mind if people are more like squeaky clean. Like I like Chad stuff, and he's just that way. Like he's not trying to be. I mean, he could try to be advertiser friendly, I guess, and that could have been wide. But he started out that way. He didn't change his content for it.
Yes, sorry, just to go along with that, I feel the same about Peanut Butter Gamer and also Fab. Anyway, continue.
But, like, it's just so weird to me when you have people like Oni Plays that do it, where their whole shtick is, like, really, like, gross, ridiculous, edgy humor, and then they censor themselves. Because like, your whole thing is that you're like, I'm going to, like, mind fuck AI by giving it the most disgusting, horrible scenario that, like, a normal human wouldn't know how to respond to.
Right.
And then they go on about, you know, like, all this, like, disgusting shit and, like, you know, oh, ripping your skin off and putting you in hell and drowning you in cum and stuff. But then they have to, like, censor...
Yeah.
They have to censor, like, you know, saying fuck. And it's like, alright.
Psychology's a fun topic. Ooh. Oh, I did not dodge that. Also, I apologize for anyone in chat that might not vibe with the discussion right now. I know I'm a lot more lighthearted and goofy and silly, and I like being that way because I like making people laugh. But I enjoy just being able to chat openly and just say things. I don't know, that, it means a lot to me.
Don't get used to that.
Well, it's not gonna be the norm, but every now and then, you know, I do say stuff. But I've always been someone who has felt limited by their speech, because being able to socialize with others, knowing what is correct to say, knowing what is not correct to say, and that's always been really hard for me. And even if I'm not intending it, somehow I always happen to say the wrong thing to people. Where it's like, you know, I'll vibe with people a lot, but then suddenly I share something with them and they're like, okay, that's not cool. And I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. Like, it always happens.
Part of that's an autismo thing.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm okay at, like, because, I mean, even if you have autism, if you're exposed to normies or you, like, have an IRL job, you kind of pick up on stuff after a while.
Yeah.
But there's just some shit where it's like there's just these unspoken rules, apparently, and they, you know, obviously they never tell you, but it's like they get mad at you if you, like, step over those boundaries that they don't tell you about, because they just expect that everyone inherently knows. And if you're not, you know, if you're not in their mindset, you're not going to know. And, like, there's some people, they're just fucking neurotic, and even, like, other normies get fucked because...
Got the tail.
Oh, well, you're in my presence, you should have done this, or said something this way, or I don't like this. So, yeah, people are something else.
Oh, yeah. That's something that, like, doesn't bother me. That is a word I don't say on stream usually, unless it is super, super obvious I'm saying it in a friendly context to a friend. But yeah. That's just something that started off as, like, an alternative for the word idiot, and then, like, kind of became reversed. Again, I'm sorry if the content right now isn't really what y'all enjoy from me, but hope y'all enjoy me being you know, myself, whether I'm just chatting like this or being goofy, because I like making people laugh and just talking to them.
It's always funny too when people get mad about, like, oh well, this word could offend people, but then it's like they're like offended
Don't
for
forget
this
the
group
tail.
of people that like don't care.
Yes.
You know, like, as far as like obviously I'm not gonna say anything, but as far as like, you know, slurs and stuff go, like. The people that I've seen that like take it so well are like Latinos, like Mexicans. Like they're like the people that I know that are actually Mexican. You know, I mean, like Grim and Rex are great examples. Like they can take a fucking joke and they will make the jokes themselves. Like they think it's hilarious. I have not met a single like Latino person in my life that can't take a joke, and they usually think that shit is like the funniest shit ever. And then like all these like I don't know, like these like white Twitter people like get so mad like on their behalf, and it's like these people don't care, man. Like wait, like just get mad over nothing. And it's like if the people give a shit, then fine, but if they don't, it's like you're wasting your time getting mad over something you don't need to get mad over.
Yes. I've also kind of been that way with myself, where I've had people treat me badly. There are definitely people I have a hard time getting over. I've never had anyone seriously ridicule me for any like physical disabilities or anything that I have, because I do have a few. But like, if they ever bring it up, it was always like tongue-in-cheek, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, subtle humor's funny. I don't go for that poo-poo stuff. Yeah, see,
but, you know, just to bring it back around to, again, it's all contextual. We obviously feel strongly the way we do, but like, doesn't mean I wouldn't be accommodating to someone who does have a hard time with certain things. It's just like, you know, if I mess up, I would be like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I'll be more careful with that. It's just, it's not so black and white. There's more nuance and context to it.
No, corporate culture isn't, we're gonna let you know if you fucked up. Corporate culture is we're gonna get mad at you for fucking up and not tell you about it for 6 months. And we're gonna document every time you fuck up. We're not gonna tell you, and then after 6 months, we're gonna be like, "You've been fucking up for 6 months," and
it's like, you know, oh, the way that you thought. Shit. Look at this thing you said 10 years ago. That's indicative of who you are for your entire life. You know, maybe you know, you haven't grown in 10 years. Your mental faculties are still the same. You like haven't changed your opinion, obviously. Or like, it's something taken out of context to make you look bad.
Yep. You've just had this pattern of horrible behavior that nobody's ever, like, called you out on, so you weren't even aware that you did it. But, you know, that means you should be fired, though.
So maybe this will give you a little more insight as to why I am the way I am on stream. I enjoy shock humor.
Lost a third of my health bar food.
I enjoy shock humor, but I also don't like censoring myself, so you won't hear me do it.
Well, I think technically you do, but you don't, like, you know, bleep yourself. It's just, well, I'll just choose a different word to say, you know? Which it is that simple. That's the thing. I think that's the thing, too. I don't like that shit either, and I know, like, I relate it. a lot of stuff to like autism, but it's mainly just kind of because I've just been noticing that kind of like pattern with my behavior and my friends that I know that are autistic.
Right.
But that bleeping shit, like that is
Oh,
incredibly
it bothers me so much.
distracting. And
Yes.
like most autistic people I know hate that shit because it's very distracting when you're trying to pay attention to someone and then
It
there's
ruins
just
the
this
joke.
like this random noise. Well, it ruins a joke, but it just distracts you from what the hell the person's saying because you're like, oh, there's this horrible freaking ear-piercing shriek in my ear when I'm trying to listen to somebody talk.
It's just like, okay, someone's making a video, and it's like, this fucker upset me. And it goes, this baba booey upset me. And it's like, wait, what? And my brain has to, like, catch up to what the fuck is going on?
It's already bad because Zoomer memes just do that normally.
Yeah.
So then it like invades normal speech, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's happening. Save me.
And then it's like, oh, why are you such a beep, beep, beep on Saturdays, and beep, and Fridays? And I'm like, wait, what the hell did they just say? And I'm trying to piece that together for like the next 10 minutes, and I miss like what's going on.
Yeah.
Look at all these rewards.
I like the one who plays AI videos. I hate their censor sound. I hate that fucking like roaring lion sound that they use. That fucking shit pisses me off. It like makes me cringe every time I hear it.
God.
So then when they
I'm glad I'm not alone.
When they're talking and then they do that multiple times in one sentence, I'm just like, I just want to shut the fucking video off.
Yeah. Because it's so hard to like piece it together.
It ruins content. Yeah, like it would be less bad if you just, you know, changed how you talk than to do that. And it's like, I get if you're just hanging out with your friends and dicking around, you'd say whatever you want. But like if you're recording it for the internet for content that you're getting money off of, then just like just have a different way of speaking for that content then. Or don't censor yourself and don't worry about it.
I get you, Goat. Hey, Mew Snack, welcome out. Good to see ya. But yeah, I feel like I always have to clarify, because I feel really strongly about this. I'm not going to change that opinion, but as we've said a few times before too, I don't mind if people don't do it just by choice of them not wanting to do it. That's their choice, that's perfectly fine, and I enjoy the channels that don't do it. Like, you know, Thab, or Chadtronic and stuff, or Peanut Butter Gamer. Like, I'll even say this. When YouTube was more uncensored than it is now, those channels were kind of a nice change of pace from the usual stuff that you saw. And it was cool. The point is, like, it was their choice and they weren't forced into it. And I feel like some people are being forced into it, and they're going about it in the worst way possible.
Well, and also, like, the type of censorship matters because, like, bleeping or blurring crap out and crap is, like, the laziest possible way to do it. Like, if you compare it to, like, how shows were, like, bleeping shit out and, you know, or just, like, dumbing down a show made it worse than something like, you know, Batman, where they had to work within, like, the original, like, the animated series, they had to, like, work within the constraints of the censors, but they found, like, clever ways around it, and that kind of made, like, for better writing in some instances, or, like, they had to get more creative with it, kind of like, you know, like old video games, like you kind of had to find clever ways around it for like programming because you didn't have a lot to work with. That's kind of how it was working with censors, but a lot of people are just lazy now. They don't want to find clever ways around it because that takes effort So it's just like, let's just do like the laziest thing possible and just produce subpar shit just to get it out
Mm-hmm.
there. And it's like, well, if if you're worth your weight in salt as a content creator, then you don't need to worry about doing that because you'll have loyal viewership anyway.
And maybe this undermines it a bit because it's done for monetization purposes, but I do like it when some people will be like, oh, I do put this up on YouTube, but I'll have an uncensored video on Patreon or something. And it's a way for them to, like, get support because of how bad YouTube's been with ads and stuff. And it may not be perfect, but I do like that more. Or, like what Carl Sagan does, which I really like, he has his main channel where he doesn't censor any swears that he says, but he has an alternate, more family-friendly video that's also up that he links to in his description, and that does censor it. And that just, because he plays a lot of Mario, so if there's, like, kids that want to watch, it gives them the parents an option to have something where the bad words are cut out, but it doesn't take it away from other people who like the main content.
I guess it's always like, I know because we're so old now, but like it's weird to me that people would watch YouTube with their kids. I'm sure that's a thing now, but like to me it's like, when YouTube like first started, like, we were old enough that we weren't, we were watching crap on our own.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I agree, like, I can see why that's a thing, because, like, there are, like, more kids channels, even if that content is absolutely fucking deranged.
That's the weird thing, though, too, is, like, they want to talk about, like, censoring crap. Oh, well, adults watch it with their kids, but then at the same time you put on this, like, Spider-Man and Elsa crap for your, like, 3-year-old and then just give them an iPad because you don't want to listen to them crying or...
Yeah.
So, I don't
know. But I grew up with stuff like, Albino Black Sheep, which if no one's familiar with that, that's like Newgrounds. Similar thing there. And I would watch that on my own, and if I came across like other stuff, it was usually like stupidvideos.com. Which, yeah, that was something before YouTube, was stupidvideos.com. Like, the internet at first was not a very video-friendly place because of, like, network and bandwidth and whatnot, and I might have some of that wrong. I'm sure Radon would know a lot more of the technical aspect of that, but still, it was more of a place to host pictures rather than video files. Those were fewer and far between.
And, ye old Flash.
Yeah.
That wasn't even that long ago, really.
No, it really wasn't.
It's weird looking back at all the Reds and Prey shit that made fun of Flash games, and all of that crap is dead now, and those videos are only like 10 or less years old.
And, I can't remember where I was going with all that.
You were talking about, like, stuff that you watched as a kid instead of...
Oh, yeah. So I watched, like, Albino Black Sheep and stuff on my own and Flash animations, and if I ever came across a video that was funny, I would show it to, like, my dad, but he would be like, I don't get it.
The difference is, like, that crap... I mean... I think that crap was either created with a purpose or like an actual joke in mind instead of just being like gobbledygook brain rot like Spider-Man and Elsa, or at the very least it was made by people, because a lot of this shit, like these kids just like auto plays on YouTube, and then it's just like this like really weird like AI content that like it's not even made by humans, so it's like, what the hell is that doing to people's brains? Like, what is, like, Gen Alpha, like, how are their brains developing watching, like, AI slop that doesn't actually have any, like, thought put into it at all?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out in a few years.
You want to be as advertising or unfriendly as possible.
As
No
much as I
outfits
love
modern sensors using standardized noises. My mom! Sorry.
As much as I hate, like, or as much as I love, like, using AI for, like, memes and stuff, and I think it can be a great tool, like, it's not like an end-all be-all. Like, you can't use it, like, in place of something else. It's like, it's a tool, you have to use it with a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, like, a hammer is a great tool for, like, hammering in nails, but you don't just use a hammer for every damn thing. Like, if something's, you know, like, if you need to measure something, you don't measure it with a hammer. But
yeah,
like, people just with AI, it's just like, let's just do, like, everything and shortcut everything, so we don't have to put in any effort. And, like, yeah, most of that's just, like, companies.
Yeah.
That's why people kind of get all up in arms about it, because they see all, like, the laziness of people using it wrong or for nefarious purposes.
Oh yeah, same.
And I get that concern, because that's always going to happen, but that's going to happen with anything, because there's always going to be shitty people that use everything they can to their advantage.
Yeah. Watching YouTube with... Yeah. Watching YouTube with kids is essentially the new way families watch TV. Still sounds like watching TV with the family, where parents put on annoying shows the kids like, but they don't, and go do something else. I mean... That's not entirely wrong. I just think the internet, like, even with all the stuff we've been talking about, the internet can be a little bit more than television, because things aren't curated in the same way.
I never really watched TV with my parents. I always watched TV alone, like, even when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So that's just like a foreign concept to me, I guess. And then
I
mean, I didn't have satellite a lot, so I just had, like, PBS, and that was all I had. So I guess, like, my mom wasn't worried about me watching anything bad.
Yeah, it depends on what the show was for me. Like, my dad would watch cartoons with me, like Looney Tunes or SpongeBob and stuff.
Yeah.
But my mom would watch other stuff with me, like Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, or like the Animorphs TV show and stuff like that.
I'm sure she loved that.
No, she did. That's why she watched it. If my mom didn't like it, she wouldn't watch it. She complained about SpongeBob constantly.
So she doesn't understand that you're a furry, and she watched Animorphs with you?
Yeah, she liked it. It was like sci-fi.
That's funny. Yeah, my mom didn't like the Nickelodeon kind of stuff. She didn't like me watching Rugrats because she thought that I would start talking like them or something.
That's really funny.
Really stupid reason.
Do you say Biscotti still and Aminal?
No. I
Damn.
mean, I talk like the adults in Rugrats now, but that's funnier.
This is my brother, the inventor.
I've lost control of my life.
Fucking Drew is such a goddamn asshole in that. It's funny as hell.
Making chocolate pudding. I need to start saying conflarbit and shit. Like,
why you always talk like a prospector when you get mad, conflarbit? There are some really obvious jokes if you go back and watch, like, older stuff. Like, I'm seeing those with Dexter, but it's also, like, obvious in a different way than the jokes are structured today in shows. Like, remember when we watched the Space Odyssey parody with Dexter? There were, like, similarities with, like, the AI he made with the giant glowing red eye and the way it talked and stuff, but not once did it say, "I'm afraid I can't do that, Dexter."
yeah.
So,
It was
like,
HAL inspired.
yeah.
I still love that Speed Racer parody, though. It's so great.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Unbeknownst to Dexter, DD, Racer D is actually his sister DD, who disappeared years ago, but she actually did. I love that they even did the fucking thing. I know it, honestly, it saved them on animation, but the fact that they did that just as part of the joke is fun.
But yeah, it was like a clever way to do it, even if it did save on animation. I love the stuff in Dexter will do things to draw your attention somewhere else to distract you from what's happening, like when the mom is just dumping jam onto a sandwich and just letting it pour out. And it's the most distracting thing so that you don't notice the dad like just sliding into frame and jumping to a pose. God, it's so funny.
I always catch that shit though. Like in the Suicide Squad thing where
oh yeah.
What was that? It was a Captain Boomerang, I think, or
yeah,
or I don't remember who it was.
It was the New 52 stuff where it was a movie about the Suicide Squad where Amanda Waller needed to get a get out of hell free card. That was the
like
plot.
Captain Boomerang just kind of like bounced into frame or whatever. He did like a walking animation, and it was just like the most distracting thing, and it lasted like 3 seconds. It's pretty long.
Hey Homily, welcome out to the stream. Good to see ya. Oh, I'm glad you had a good experience with your mom, Goat. You know damn well why Waller needs that card. I do, but it is the fucking funniest plot line. And, like, it wasn't like a joke. It took itself super seriously, and it's part of why it was so funny.
It's called the Get Out of Hell Free card.
Yeah.
I loved Waller way more in Justice League, though.
I agree.
But I think like, her actress in Justice League was great.
Oh, yeah.
She was, like, perfect for the character.
She's, like, a great example of someone that, like... Well, I would say she falls into the love-to-hate category because she's, like, usually against the protagonist, but she is completely understood as to why.
Yeah, like, her motivations are clear.
Yeah.
And, like, she, like, even when she, like, teams up with Lex Luthor, she's like, I know we can't trust him, but she saw him as less of a threat than them, and until she realized that he was more of a threat than them. But then when she did realize that, then she turned on him and sided with the Justice League, so.
Right.
But she was doing it because she, like, literally believed, like, that was the best thing to do for, like, America and the world of, like, humans in general.
Like, it was all determined by, like, the invasion of Hulk Girl's people at that one point where they turned the Justice League's laser against the world.
That was a good show, too.
Yeah.
Some funny jokes in it. So did you actually, like, watch the Monster Hunter? Like, I saw it, I didn't have my volume on. Like, did they describe how the grayed out was different or anything?
No, it was more like a showcase where it was just visual.
If it's arc tempered, I'm assuming he has like 2 or 3 new moves and he just hits harder. Because that seems to be what that means. And he probably has some kind of like insta-kill move or something close to it.
Ripley's Believe It or Not, Monty Python MASH, Gilligan's Island, Tim the Toolman Taylor, Home Improvement. Believe it or not, I think I don't know if I watched that. I read the book.
Home Improvement.
Or, Wait, was there a book on that? Ripley's Believe
The
It or
Home
Not.
Improvement manga.
I did watch Gilligan's Island and Home Improvement. Wait, was there a manga or is that just a joke?
I'm joking.
Oh.
Home Improvement was like a sitcom.
Oh, I know. I didn't always realize that as a kid because my dad really liked woodworking. Like, it was just something that he was good at and enjoyed, so I thought Home Improvement was like an actual woodworking show.
Like a show.
Yeah, so I didn't watch it for the longest time because of that. I never realized it was a sitcom.
It's because it always starts with Tool Time. Like,
Yeah.
The show. So you think, like, if you don't know what it is, you think it's that.
They kind of started overusing Amanda. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Chat just said they started overusing Amanda Waller like the Joker now.
Yeah, or Harley.
Yeah, there's a lot of iterations of Amanda I don't like. I really love her iteration in the Justice League cartoon, and I actually really like her iteration in... Oh god, what's the one? Creature Commandos.
Yeah, he's good. I can't wait till they start overusing Diesel. It somehow make him terrible even though he doesn't talk.
Overuse who?
Weasel.
Oh, Weasel. Yeah. Weasel's great.
Tim Gunn knows what he's doing. Kirk.
Yeah.
It really does just take one good writer sometimes.
Yeah.
You can tell because, like, if you look at Avatar versus Korra, you can tell, like, Aaron E. Haas was, like, well, like, there were several writers, but, like, the main person that made Avatar great was basically one guy as far as, like, storytelling.
Yeah.
And then
you know what?
The two that stayed were good at, like, choreography and stuff, but they couldn't really write a story.
And what really sucks is I think Korra has really good theming.
Oh, yeah.
To, like, villains.
It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, like, I don't like Korra herself, but, like, as far as, like, the theming of the villains, how they can relate to her and stuff like that, like, that's all really good, but it feels very fumbled. And
yeah,
she is just not likable.
The setting makes no sense for that world. And especially, like, it doesn't take that long, take place that long after, the original series, and that it's like, oh, well, now it's, like, Prohibition era for some reason. It's like,
yeah.
You went from, like, this fantastical, like, mythical setting that, I mean, like, it didn't even really exist in the real world, but if it did, you would be talking, like, you know, feudal Japan era kind of shit. You went to, like, 1920s America.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And that was the thing, though, because, like, they didn't have a good reason for doing it. It was, like, all of their interviews was like, we like the Roaring 20s as an aesthetic, so we put it in the show. And I'm like, that's a terrible reason. Ah, what a scoop. The Avatar's here, eh?
The Avatar, she's going to destroy us all!
Literally, that was, like, on the radios, they had, like, those, like, ham announcers that talked like that.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
They jump technology so fast in one generation, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, when they try to call attention to it, it doesn't really help. Like, Toph does eventually appear in Season 4, and she does everything that she did in Avatar The Last Airbender and just, like, kicks ass and takes names, and it feels very in character for her. And then she goes, all of you suck, but everything's up to you now, bye, and she leaves.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with it! I'm the Avatar! You gotta deal with it! I'm the Avatar! You've gotta deal with it! I'm the Avatar! You've gotta deal with it! I'm the Avatar!
I just love when she had those fucking, like, Life is Strange Chloe moments where she's like, oh, I guess this is my fault. Yes,
yeah.
it is. But then, no, you had, like, the ER videos that was literally just that. It's like, oh, I guess this is my fault, too. And then he cuts to Sokka going, yes!
Yes, it is!
Oh, we got a small crown. Oh, so they are different every hunt. Interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
I thought they were always the same size.
Toph is like, I did my shit already, you made this mess, now deal with it. That opening statement from Korra really set the mood for people and pushed people away a good bit. You know what? I can see that, but it really did take me a while to fall off of Korra, and that's not to say that I ever really liked her. I always felt that Korra was very overbearing and annoying. But I was really excited. So, the thing with animated shows is I can get completely captivated by the story and the characters, but the fact that it's animated also plays a really big role for me. And Korra is still animated really, really well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
the choreography's good. The fight scenes, yeah.
The choreography, the animation, the art style, like, that captivates me, and I'm, like, really into it. And it was more Avatar. I really loved Avatar. Even though Korra was annoying, it felt like something that, you know, she would have character growth over. You can start with a character that's immature and annoying and bratty, and while it may be hard to deal with that, there's usually some sort of arc to their growth where they learn how to behave better. Korra would have a character arc over a season, and then it would get reset next season. So this is stuff that I struggled with, despite liking certain aspects of the show. And then, with Avatar, I felt the humor was really goofy and fun, and I really liked Sokka. But Bolin felt like a knockoff Sokka, except Bolin is, like, actually dumb. He's not smart, he's just kind of a goofball. And a lot of the humor with that, it kind of drug sympathetic laughs out of me, where it's like, oh, I kind of feel bad they want me to laugh. I feel like I should laugh because they want me to, but it's not really funny. And I guess it's like, it's almost funny, but not quite. It was just the worst feeling.
And I don't know, like, I have I've seen media that does it well, but I feel like most people don't really get the whole gay relationship angle, and it just feels shoehorned in.
Uh-huh.
And, like, I think it was okay at the beginning, like, there was, like, some subtleties between her and the chick, I don't remember her name.
Oh god, what was her name?
I don't but no, but that was the thing, though, like, the chick that she ended up with, like, she was kind of like a nobody for like 1 or 2 seasons, right? Like, she didn't like have any like screen time or something.
It was really limited.
Asami,
and
yeah.
Asami, yeah.
And
like,
then,
I like Asami as a character. She was a pretty fun character.
But then it was like super subtle, and then all of a sudden, like, they do that like finale or whatever. It's like, oh, they're lesbian lovers now, and it's like, where'd that come from? Like, they didn't have any like, they didn't have
chemistry.
Yeah, and there weren't any like special moments that like led up to like a greater relationship. Like, oh, this happened, because like Aang and Katara in the original, they had several different moments, like that time they were stuck in the cave and all that shit, that kind of like and like learning the water bending and all that shit together, where it built their relationship up over time to the
Mm-hmm.
point where like this looks like a real relationship. But with Korra and Asami, it's like there's just kind of nothing, and then there's like subtle flirting, and then all of a sudden they're holding hands and together and whatever. And I feel like that was just shoehorned in to be like, oh, we're PC and we're okay with gays and stuff. And it's like, you could have done that like way better. I don't even think they planned it, to be honest. I think they're just like, oh, we can just like shove this in. And then like
It
you
was
gotta
very odd
white out
because,
relationships. That's terrible.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so, Korra dated
yeah, she was.
Bolin, but she really wanted to date Mako, so she starts dating him, like, and then Bolin finds out he's being cheated on, and then she dates Mako, and then they break up in season 2, and then Korra forgets about it, and Mako doesn't tell her, and then, like, they officially break up again for a second time, and then Mako starts dating Asami, and then Asami gets to be part of the friend group, and then Mako eventually breaks up with Asami, and then suddenly Korra and Asami are together.
I think that was part of the ER vids too. He just called like Korra a slut or whatever. 'Cause she was just like with everyone in the friend group.
I like it. Yeah, that's true. And then I like how he's like, Mako's a firebender packing so little heat, and he turned both of his girlfriends gay.
I don't know. Like, I think
That was funny.
I don't really. I get like a little bit of drama can work, but I feel like, you know, when shows written with younger characters, they love that, like, focusing on that drama and shit.
Oh yeah.
Because it's easy, but then it's like it leads to worse storytelling. And honestly, I would rather have a show that had like a less believable younger character in terms of like maturity for their age. I would rather have that and better storytelling than something that's like too accurate and it's just like really shallow because it's not good storytelling.
Yeah. And I will say this, I eat up that teenage drama shit. Like, for example, Freedom Planet gets crap for its story. And you know what? Its story can be pretty cringy. But I go for the dramatic theatrics for it. I don't know. It's just very... It's a furry game, but like, I don't know, it is engaging and interesting to me, but sometimes it's not handled well, and I don't get as into it as I could otherwise. Tail. Oh. I saw that coming. But did you see my pizza cutter? Heading to bed, Shizuka? Alright, well, thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming out. I hope you enjoyed yourself here, and yeah, you sleep well. Get some good rest. And I'll catch you later. Alright, don't forget the tail.
No.
Korra is indeed the avatar for the street. Nice. I need that nitro shroom. I have a burst pod. Get bursted. Oh, I bet that hurt. No.
I can't wait till Metal Gear Triangle comes out.
Oh god, I hate that it's called that, man.
Well, it's Delta, but it's.
I know, but
I love that. I love that one comment I saw. It's like game journalists. They can't wait to play they can't wait to play Solid Snake and Metal Gear Triangle.
I don't know. Maybe it will be good. But the fact that, like, Konami ripped it away from Kojima, I just don't really care at the same time. We'll see. We'll see if I change my mind on it. It's possible, but, you know.
The best they could do is, like, to try to make it shot for shot as much as they can as far as the script goes, and then improve the gameplay elements, because... but even then, Kojima would have done a better job, because he would have, I mean, he's had so many years to hone his craft since Snake Eater that he would have figured out, like, way better ways to be like, oh, I can improve this or whatever. He doesn't seem like one that generally, like, returns to games after a while. Like, he improved, like, Snatcher and Police Knots over time and stuff, but it seems like after about 5 years or so, like, he kind of just fully moves on to the next thing, and he doesn't really go back to it, so I don't know.
Which I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's just... Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorites. I don't really want to see it remade by, you know, not Kojima. With current Konami as well.
Well, Konami doesn't really have anything else going for him, so...
Well, yeah, they went fucking nuts and just, like, said, we're not doing video games anymore, pachinko machines only, goodbye.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Metal Gear Triangle. Are they gonna do an MGS4 remake and it'll be Metal Gear Squared?
I hope not. Or Metal Gear Full Circle or something.
A good game? Think again.
Oh, okay, he's dead. I know we're doing this hunt a lot, but it was a thing that was in my environment. And these give, like, a fuck ton of rewards.
Give a lot of huntering, too.
Yeah.
Not that matters.
At this point, no.
They need to bring back Nergigante.
I know one thing that they're doing for Metal Gear Delta is they're like, oh my god, Snake takes damage and it never goes away, or something. Or that's what they claim.
Like combat damage? Like his model changes?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he's gonna lose an eye or something, and then that'll be permanent.
But I am looking forward to Death Stranding 2, to the point that I haven't watched the trailers for it, because trailers always give away too much information. At most, I watched the trailers for Death Stranding 1 because I knew nothing about it, and it had that sort of, like, weird Kojima touch to it that just like, oh man, this looks so fucking weird in all the right ways, and I want to play it.
The only thing I know about Death Stranding 2 or whatever is not Solid Snake or whoever.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I'm sure his name totally isn't David.
Yeah. What's your name? My name is Javad. And if you spell it backwards, it's David.
Javad, yeah. Javad Hajil.
Random Hanjiel. Did he just say his name was Random Headshot?
I wonder if he put in, or Kojima put in any Snatcher references to Death Stranding.
I don't know.
Because, like, I would notice
no,
them,
he
but
did.
I haven't played Death
He did.
Stranding. What did he put in?
There is a part where they're talking about the Death Stranding and stuff, and they mention the world before, and the guy's like, you know, everyone used to think that AI was going to take over with, like, you know, robots like Terminators and stuff. He's like, but then that never really happened, and like what actually ended up happening was this. So, you know, there is a reference. Even if it's a bit lighter, there's probably...
They would have been snatched, but...
Yeah. And there could be like other ones that I missed, like someone's name or something.
I kind of just noticed, like, a little bit ago, like, with police knots, like, Jonathan's, like, wife before he had his accident was named Lorraine, and Jamie's last name in Snatcher is Lorraine, so...
Oh, really?
I don't know why there's a commonality there, but Lorraine's not that...
Interesting.
So I'm assuming that was kind of like a little bit of a reference there.
Right. Oh, shit. I did not realize my health was that low. My bad.
Time for your 500th arc build,
Ryan. Hunter, it's time for your dick flattening. Yes, dear.
Content. Oh, look, a third of my health's gone again. Man, I love this system. I would rather just, like, spend more materials on cooking and have my effects last twice as long so I didn't have my HP randomly run out as much.
Yeah.
Because I have to have well done steaks in my inventory now.
Yeah. Don't think so. Whoop. I didn't mean to do that. I pulled out my binoculars and looked at his crotch.
Well, how was it?
Very bad and pokey.
It's a null crotch, though. You should like that.
Well, he's not a guardian.
Yeah, but his model doesn't have...
Yeah.
Models.
Hey, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
I find it weird that the first Arc Tempered they made was Ray Dow instead of the
Arkvale?
Jihad or whatever.
Or that.
Well, I don't know, like, to me, Jindahad, like, it acts more like a raid boss, like Safi Jiva, but, like, to me, that thing feels more like an Elder Dragon than anything in the game.
Yeah.
And, like, the final boss, like, feels that way just because of the fight itself, but it's not as hard as an Elder Dragon is.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, because, like, Ray Dow just feels like a strong monster, like a Nergigante or something, but not
yeah,
like...
I agree.
What? No, Nergigante was... No, Nergigante wasn't. He had that, like, Arc Tempered, like, Ruiner form or whatever, but... But yeah, like it's just like a really strong monster, but it's not like an elder. But I guess like this game's version of Elder Dragons is their little like apex predator thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided to do that. I guess they're just like, oh well,
To
the
make it
West is
different.
so different than the East that they don't have Elder Dragons. They just don't exist.
Yeah.
Except we're gonna have things that act just like Elder Dragons, and they're not discovered by anyone, and nobody knows what they are, and we could classify them that way, but we're just... They didn't want to confuse all the people that love how streamlined this game is.
Who never played Monster Hunter before.
Yeah.
People who haven't played Monster Hunter won't know what a tempered or an Elder Dragon is, so let's give them a frenzied monster and a tempered monster and introduce our tempered monsters. Got the tail.
Curious to see what Mizutsune's song is like.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they have the same orchestra for this game as they did for World. It doesn't feel like it because the music feels less memorable than World.
Yeah.
But if they did get the same orchestra back, then Mizutsune's song would probably sound pretty good. I don't know.
Break the head, get the bloodstone chunks.
I don't know, it might not sound as good as Rise though, because it's a very like Japanese sounding song, and Rise just had that aesthetic to its game and its soundtrack. So yeah.
I miss that.
I like Rise's version of that song.
Yeah.
I think.
Nice. Well, I don't know when Rex wants to play this, but do you think his computer can handle it?
That's what I don't know. He'll probably go for... I would assume he'll try to do it on Saturday, which...
Yeah, I do really want to play it with him.
Able to do it on... I'll play with him if I can, but... Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about, is like the optimization's still shit. And
right.
His computer is better than it was, but I don't know if like...
Nice.
He'll, especially with his setup, because it's still like a little jank, I don't know if he's going to be able to stream it and play it.
Yeah.
And I want him to stream it because I wanted him to force you to watch all the cutscenes.
Oh, I know. All these fucking god-awful cutscenes.
This cutscene is just like...
I like, it's funny seeing people argue in the Steam forums and someone's like, the cooking system in this game sucks, and then another person's like, that's just your opinion, no it doesn't. And they're like, it's funny how when it's negative it's an opinion, but when it's just positive it's stated as fact.
Yeah.
Tail over here.
I like how that Balahara we killed is poisoned.
It is? Are you sure it's poisoned and not just decaying?
Oh, that might be it. Actually, I want to go over there because there's a thing you can harvest from a decaying monster.
Oh, really? Yeah, you can do that. I can handle this.
That looks like poison to me. It doesn't look like...
Oh, what? That was weird. It didn't do... I got carded because I got grabbed, but it didn't do the, like, typical animation for it. That was weird. That is, like... I see the poison symbol now. I didn't see it before. That's funny.
It is... I guess it's a carcass symbol.
Hmm.
Yeah, it looks like poison to me. Whenever I see a green skull, that's kind of like...
Yeah.
poison. I think, like, I heard you can harvest shit from the carcasses once they turn into, like, they, like, kind of turn into bones at some stage.
Yeah. So I'm not there
And then
yet.
once there's some kind of, like, gemstone you can harvest from them.
Okay.
Counts towards an achievement. But, like, I think it's pretty rare to get that, though, because they don't ever seem to have investigations where you hunt more than 2 monsters in this game yet. And most of the time, like, the game's easy enough that even with tempered monsters right now, you can beat it in less time than it would take for the body to decompose that far.
Right. Oh, this dumb idiot hasn't been over. Oh, is he already dying? Yeah, we can capture him. Make it quicker.
I don't know how many paints we have left.
Can we capture him? There we go. Nice. Good job.
That pitfall looks great on that side, dude.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect pitfall. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm getting a picture of that. All of those rewards. What?
I saw the Ardian parts and it was like, it has at the bottom, like, which weapons it can be used for, and it said forgeable weapons, but I read it as forgettable weapons. That's what it's gonna be.
Oh, we're getting Hunter Symbol 1s from this too, because of the Balahara.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so you're getting more of what you need.
Well, it's so weird, like, most of the games need those, and not, like, 2s and 3s.
Right? Well,
And
maybe
it's
they
like-
just gotta add that still.
I think it's just because most of the trees are from... They're not from, like, highest rank monsters.
Yeah. Like the final boss.
Well, the apex predator kind of like Gore and Arkveld and like Radow. Those are like where you get the Hunter Symbol 3s, but those aren't really used to craft that many weapons.
Right. Oh my god, Gormagala is finally back. I can't save an investigation because I have too many.
Yeah.
No, not the Gormagala. Someone like, oh, my friend is the one, one of my friends shared the update trailer with me for Monster Hunter, and he's like, there's a wyvern paw that appears at the end and everyone's excited. Do you care about spoilers? And I'm like, that's not gonna bother me. So he shared the paw with me, and I had no idea which monster it is, and I was like, oh, Zora Magdaros, of course.
What was it for?
Lagiacrus.
Oh, that's... Wait, that's gonna be a fight?
Yeah, apparently that's the claw that appeared at the end of the trailer.
That's the underwater one, isn't it?
I guess? Have you seen the trailer?
I pronounced it Legia Cruise.
Oh, it might be Lagiacrus, I don't know.
No, I saw like an early part of it, but I didn't see like the claw part.
Okay, so you can skip about a minute into the video because the beginning is just some bullshit with some girl singing that doesn't mean anything at all. And then, like, it actually shows you...
Horizon.
Yeah, and then it actually shows you, like, what the update's gonna be. Hey, Flying Chainsaws, welcome out. I'm doing some Monster Hunter and just having general chat with my friend Red. Also, Red, did you know that your PNG tuber has been working this whole time?
Wow. Well,
yeah. Yeah. Oh shit, it disappeared. No, I'm just kidding. It's still there.
Work ever again.
After this fight, I should show you the trailer. I can pull it up on stream for everybody and then just stream it to you directly on Discord.
That'd be interesting to see them try to do the underwater mechanics in this one, with how much they love streamlining shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, or like sacred swimmer.
It's probably just gonna be like Duna or something, where you don't actually fight it in the water.
And then everyone would be this one.
Yeah.
And then like the newbies will be like, actually, this is the best way to fight it because that was like a really clunky system and nobody liked it, even though I never played that game.
And civilizations have advanced in the game, so they have better ways of fighting now.
And if you don't like it, then this game isn't for you.
Yeah, I hate that. I do love that meme though. Fall in love with the game gets streamlined for modern audience. Modern audience. Like, the game was never made for you. Damn, they played us like a damn fiddle! It was ours! Give it back! I don't know, that was so weird to see Kaz freak out like that.
Trevor, you're too late.
Do you ever watch something, tails off, you ever watch something and someone is giving their best to be dramatic, but it feels really forced and like it's not quite there? Yeah. That's kind of how I feel when Kaz is freaking out about losing, their Outer Heaven base. Because he's like, it was an ambush, damn it! The whole thing was a setup! They played us like a damn fiddle! It was ours! Give it back! It was ours!
Meme, I think. It's delivered so ridiculously.
Yeah. I kind of feel like this with the Ed, Edd and Eddy movie as well that they did to end the series. There's a part where, like, Eddie is crying, and it is a very emotional part as far as the story goes, but I thought it was fake because they had fucked with Double D so much at that point, and then Eddie starts crying like, fine, go on, leave me, and it just seems like so fake. And then when I found out it was supposed to be real, I'm like, oh. Okay. Like, I do love that movie. Yeah, but that part always felt like a little like, it's almost there, but not quite.
I've never cried in my life. I don't know what it's like. Don't forget your tail.
Oh, shit, I did forget. Thank you. Hopefully I didn't lose too many, viewers or, like, followers from tonight.
All your subscribers are gone. You're still a poppy fur, you still got 1K. So. You'll just keep getting more poppy fur over time. Don't forget about all of us little people when you're big and...
Ah, yeah.
You're that new furry bunny.
Yeah.
You'll be going to, like, parties and rubbing shoulders with all the big...
Ew. I hate that term. It gives me the ick.
Rubs your shoulders with...
No, just like... Well, like... Massaging shoulders and stuff is fine, but like... Just the term rubbing shoulders with someone and just imagining just like brushing up against them and rubbing my shoulder up and down theirs. It's like, ugh. I don't like it.
You should make a comic about that and like doing it literally and how it disgusts you, and then you'll get like a DeviantArt comic and they'll be like, I don't really get this joke, so bye.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I shared that with some friends and all of them quoted that same part. They just said, you're crazy. And laughed.
You're crazy, so see you later.
Yeah, it's like, why did you even comment? They're like, well, I don't really play this game, so bye. It's like, okay, you could have just like not commented too. What was the point?
I don't have any actual input, but I want to say some things.
Yeah, I must let them know that I don't like this.
I don't really want to, like, provide any kind of input on your drawing, but I wanted to leave a comment on here anyway.
See, I'm afraid that, like, I was also that person at one point, though. So, like, I can never be too mad or anything, because I know that I used to be like that, where it's like, oh, I usually love this person's stuff. I just kind of want to make a comment being like, oh, you know, this is great, but I don't like this aspect. And it's like, that's not really the right thing to say, you know?
I don't think I've ever done that. I rarely comment on anything, and if I do, it's usually to make a joke.
Yeah.
I just would never really comment on anything. It is always funny when you get like negative comments though, because like they bother you to some degree, but the majority of negative comments are like fucking worthless. Like they don't actually like even if they were phrased meanly, if they provided some kind of like legitimate criticism, I could stomach that. But most of the time, like, negative comments are just like, they're just shitting on you for no reason because they're assholes and they don't have any like legit criticism. They just want to be a dick.
Yeah.
Or just say something stupid without like giving you a reason as to why they even think that way, and then your comments worthless. So
where it's not like, oh, you usually draw this, and like I'm not a big fan of this. Like even that's kind of annoying, but it has some context rather than just the I don't like this.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like it could be like, well, it's like, I didn't really like the shading on this one compared to your usual stuff because it looks a certain way or whatever. Like, that
Right.
would actually be useful. But
Yeah.
it's usually just like, this sucks, or I don't really understand why you did this.
I love your reaction when I show them to you, and you're like, I don't think these people are real.
No, yeah, I don't think so either.
That's so
I remember
funny.
getting like, I think I got like one comment on like the ROM hack thing I did with Rex, and they're like, it just like completely missing the point of the whole thing, because the point was like it's not even a game at this point. It was just like something silly I did for him.
Right.
And it was just like, that's a, like they were pointing out how like it takes you out of the game because it's too like referential or whatever. It breaks the fourth wall, and it's like, yeah, that's the point, because it was made for somebody else specifically, and I was like imitating how they are in the game. Of course it's not. Like, of course it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Markiplier plays the fan games and stuff. You're expecting, like, self-referential stuff, like people that enjoy it.
This Markiplier fan game really takes me out of the experience because it references Markiplier too much. Like,
yeah.
I just don't know what planet these people were born on, but that's what I have a hard time believing. I'm just like, I get that there's like naive people or like slower people and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like even like lesser intelligent people I've met have more like, I don't know. Just basic critical thinking skills. Or just passive thought. I don't even know how to describe it.
There are times where, I don't know, maybe I'm taking advantage of the amount of context that I have, but there are times where my dad gets confused by things and I don't really understand why he's confused by them. For example, you remember me talking about that TikTok I found where the guy's like, he's cooking food, but like he's a furry, and this is like his furry TikTok that he does after work and stuff. So he's got like a PNG tuber of his furry up and everything.
Oh, and like some guy found him or whatever.
Yeah, like a guy from his work came in the chat, and he's like, wait, is this so-and-so from work? How did you find me? Did I give you this? And then someone's like, oh yeah, you've got your like dragon persona up on the screen with its like nipples out and everything. And he's like, no, I forgot. And then it's just like, well, hey there. Hey Brett. He's like, so like, this is what I do after work. And then Brett was like really chill about it.
Yeah.
So I showed it to Dad, and Dad's just like, I don't get it. Who's Brett? And I'm like, Brett doesn't matter. You don't know who Brett is. Brett is just this man's coworker.
He missed the point.
Yeah,
why is Brett so?
I think it's more that he didn't understand that furry is kind of like a cringe, look down on societal outcast kind of thing, despite like its more normie nature over time. Like, it's still very much that. And I don't think my dad understood that, so he didn't understand the embarrassment that came with someone from, like, this guy's work finding it.
Yeah. But you could explain it to him in a way that he gets, and he would understand and be like, you know, well, it's like one of those things, like, if you have a kink you don't want people to know about.
Well, I couldn't say
like,
that,
oh, yeah.
but yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. However you explain it, I don't know how you explain it. But you can explain it and then they get it, but like, there's just some people, like, you could dumb things down to like the basest thing, and they still wouldn't like get it. It's like, I don't know. It's like they're on a completely different plane.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I have that problem at work understanding normies, but this is like, this is just, like, to me, it's like, this is like common sense that like everybody gets. Like, whether you're autistic or normie or whatever, like this is something that everybody can, like, you know, any like person that you meet normally would just be like, oh yeah, you know, that's how this is, or whatever.
Yeah.
But just get some people, it's just like really, and you know, this is like the days of AI and stuff, so you never know if you're talking to a bot, but honestly sometimes AI feels more real than some of the people
Yeah.
you talk to online.
It's true. Hey,
This
Soma!
blows me away.
Welcome out. Yep, I am a Yoshi now. It's good to see you just chatting with Red and playing Monster Hunter with him. Hey, did you want to come walk into this trap? I bet you did. I bet you wanted to. That's not where the trap is. The trap is right here. Well, guess I better carve the tail to make you angry. There we go. I destroyed the wound, Red. The wound is destroyed. Don't forget the tail. I need his battle remains. Hey, Dinobot finally said that I was streaming,
Wow.
almost 2 hours after I started.
At least you're still
Wow.
playing the time.
Huh?
At least you're still playing, you're still streaming.
Yeah, it's true. Wow,
like,
you exist.
The last one, wasn't that like it announced it after you were done?
An hour after I finished.
Disappointing all your fans.
Right, I'm sorry everybody. I've disappointed you tonight. I've had serious talk and I've ranted and I haven't been fun and I haven't had the bot up in time. I'm sorry.
You better have your butt up time, Trevor. There's very good.
Oh, did I die? I think I did.
Technically dead, the best kind of dead.
Yeah.
He's almost dead.
Good.
Up to you what you want to do.
We can capture him.
They've got time to set a trap. He did.
Who set the trap?
It said you had time to while he grabbed it, but then he
Oh.
grabbed it.
I see. We got him. Thank you. Look at this dead, stupid fucker with its head just like laid up here because it's on the sharp incline of the dune.
Yeah.
We want this game to be as realistic as possible. Yeah, you couldn't program this better though, huh? I think, I don't mind if games, like, want to be a bit better in their presentation, but if they're going to go super hard with the realism to the point of making it less cartoony, then I'm going to point out the mistakes.
I think I have enough heart filled.
You got enough hunter symbols?
Hunter symbols, I don't know, but I think I got like 14 arc-filled gems. I don't know.
Nice.
Maybe I will. Got a title. Probably for killing arc-fills.
Yoshi! Yoshi again! Oh my god, I'm double stuck as Yoshi. I think that was, yep, that was all the investigations I had for those two. Like, that gave us a ton. Like, a fuck ton of shit, man. Shut up, Nata. No one wants to hear you talk. No! Gore Magdalos is gone! He was replaced by a Chatacabra.
You do like killing those.
Yeah. A tempered Jin Dahan has appeared. Got 5 ration. Apparently I completed a limited bounty too. Wow. Oh yeah, that was something I was gonna do. Okay, let me pull up the
Rustle up some grub.
the trailer. No, not that.
A tip cowboy hat to you, Trevor.
Oh.
Now you gotta draw your mouse with the woody.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're gonna make me
Absolutely
have to
not.
it. That's so weird.
No.
You're forcing my hand, Trevor. To use AI.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure I am.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I can't believe you treat me like this when you're my favorite deputy.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm pulling this up on the stream for everyone to see. And then let me stream it to you. Okay, stream is up, Ren. Let me know when you're in. Alright. Alright, we're skipping past the beginning, that doesn't matter. Here we go. So,
okay.
30 seconds,
It's
skip.
The Horny
But
Dragon Festival.
this is the Gathering Hub. You know, the one that
Oh,
should have been in here from the start.
Oh, more fishing. Woo. Oh, we can roll barrels for fun, like Deep Rock Galactic or something.
Yep.
Oh, the cat's actually making food now? Look at this.
Uh-huh.
They knew everyone would hate this. Oh man, that cat has has a human voice, I can tell. Oh, it's Oatnom getting his ass kicked with regular armor and a greatsword.
I like that they showed him collapsing at the tent.
The final boss that you already fought one.
Okay, it's not over yet, though. Watch.
Oh, this is the second update here. So I didn't see this one.
That's
Oh
it,
no.
that's all they showed.
No, I don't think that's not the water one. Or that's not the one in the water, I don't think.
I was told the Gaia Cruise.
No, it is, but that's not the one I was thinking of. But I
Okay.
recognize that one from stories too. It's just a long. It's. I think it has like Mizutsune's skeleton, maybe.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Well,
Steamception! Absolutely. Hey,
when
Havoc,
you
welcome
said
out.
that when you said it was showed a wyvern paw at the end, I was like, well, horse dragon would be very interested in that.
I guess it was more of a flipper fall, but...
Yeah.
How goes your quest to make your armor set?
Which one?
I don't know, I just know you need a lot of Hunter Symbol 1s.
Oh, that was for weapons. I'm just building all the gun lances. I haven't been upgrading my armor at all.
Oh,
I haven't really needed to.
I see.
I probably should. I just don't. There isn't really. I mean, maybe with the Arc Tempered one coming out, but I don't think there's really been a need to make a meta set, really.
Yeah.
You can make one, but it's like overkill.
Hmm. I don't mind doing a little overkill, it's fun. I mean, that's why I'm grinding out Ardian part right now. Because I really want that blast, charge blade.
Just so it can be outclassed in a couple updates by.
I mean, sure, but, I mean, this is fun for me. I do enjoy this, and it'll be nice to have it.
As long as you like the gameplay loop. I'm tired.
That's what she said.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
Hmm.
Producing title update new monkey. We will introduce the regime again. There will be 3 monkeys.
Hmm.
You will never be finished killing the monkey.
That's right, I can do it that way. I forgot. Perfect. Oh yeah. Wyverian melding. What is that guard on? Oh shit. I need to go into my tent.
Guard?
Yeah, I need to see what deco. Okay, it was Guardian Jewel 3.
Guard up or
No,
offensive
there was
guard?
there was a particular hybrid jewel that Kitsina linked to me.
Oh.
So I gotta find that real quick. There it is. Okay, it was Magazine Iron Wall, Crit Stat Iron Wall, and Guardian Iron Wall. Though she said it's not going to be super necessary, like I'm fine with what I have, it's still something I kind of want. So I need, it's a level 3 jewel, and it is a weapon jewel. So...
What are you gonna do?
try and get it through melding if I can. Oh man, is Horse Dragon here?
Sounds like.
Right?
Subby bone in the distance. You should have a horse dragon TF, Trevor, where you turn into a big booty kobold.
Oh, should I?
You get that scaly audience, too.
That's a lot of materials. It is. Gold. Sonorous handicraft. Okay, I did not get it. I did get shield and iron wall. That might be good. I need to look and see what that does. Shield and iron wall, huh? So, Guardian, skill info. Guardian, it offers offensive guard. Shield and iron wall. That does not give offensive guard, but it gives guard up and guard. So, what is... Okay, what do these do? Guard up, guard against unblockable attack, and guard reduces knockbacks and stamina depletion. What is my overall stats with this stuff?
If only it were easier gaming.
Right?
We don't. We're gonna streamline everything else, but the menu navigation, we're gonna keep that off because that people get mad.
I don't have guard up, but I do have 2 levels of guardian.
Guard up is nice.
Yeah, I believe it. I don't know if I would replace something in order to get that more. Can that be an armor set?
Like in an armor set?
Yeah, because they've split this stuff up now. I don't know if guard up can come in armor.
I'm not aware. Usually there's always one armor set, like, for specific weapons, but...
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen one that seems to be, like, for a gun specifically.
I might have to have Kitsina run some numbers for me, because I think that she's got my build pretty damn good here. But there's a few things I would need to run by her, just from looking at this, to see if it's possible. Oh my god, a tempered arc-veiled. It's time for your arc-veiled hunt here. We should go hunt these. And, if you will excuse me, I'm just gonna leave the stream up. I will be right back. I just need to run to the restroom real quick. You've still got an hour, right?
Yeah, 40 minutes.
40 minutes? Okay. I'll be right back. Aha! I returned with Dr. Pepper. One big family reunion. Hey, Rusty, welcome out to the stream. Good to see you. You missed all my ranting at the beginning of it, but don't worry, I'll be saving the VOD. So you'll get to hear me in all my unbridled anger.
You didn't have your rant sewn up, so people can't tell at a glance that you were ranting.
That's true. I didn't pull it up. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I'm having fun just like chatting with my friend Red and playing Monster Hunter Wilds.
How are people gonna know you're ranting if you don't cross your arms?
That is the universal sign of a ranter.
Yeah.
I missed! Yeah, the Harambe, it makes the bird that, it makes the noise that that red parrot made.
The goomy.
That's funny. You would think it would make gorilla noises, but no.
You would think the Anjanath would make dinosaur noises, but it makes elephant noises.
Ah, don't worry, Rusty. It was good ranting. It was the fun ranting that's relieving. And I can talk to my friend about.
Oh, it's a frenzy monkey. So the monkey should die easier.
Alright. Thank God. I see the monkey. I do not like the monkey. I killed the monkey.
I talked to the little man. The little man has lied to me about the monkey.
I'm going to play those for chat once I switch to art.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Every time you make a silly AI song that's funny, you need to, like, put it into your playlist so it just happens randomly.
Yeah.
And see if anybody notices. And then, what is this? What is this song? It's like, oh, we used to play this back in the... Sorry, I gotta eat steak before I can...
Uh-oh.
So I just lose a third of my health bar. I love that.
Animal logic does not apply to this world.
Honestly, I miss the freaking health up gems from, or decos from World, where you just, like, got to choose how much HP you had.
Oh, really? Damn, I don't even remember that. I guess that just shows how good I was at using decos. That's a system that eludes me. The only reason I have mine like I do now is because I had help from Kitsina.
The cooking still might have done stuff, but I specifically remember, like, you could get more health from the decorations and stuff.
Right.
And it's like, you know, that kind of, if you wanted more health, you could take it, you know, obviously it's going to cost you space if you want to, like, put other skills on, but I don't know,
yeah.
I like that system better than this shit, or like what Rise did, which is like the Spear Birds, which was bad enough, but then also that you had to have like a certain one where you had to choose between like attack and stamina.
Oh yeah.
But the Spear Birds themselves were great anyway. That was kind of the thing, like, when Radon was talking about, like, oh, Rise had really great environments and stuff, and like, yeah, and they had resources, or they had, like, locations where, you know, like, landmarks, and it's like, well, they didn't even need that, because they had those damn spear birds you had to, or spear bugs or whatever you had to, like, collect every time you went on a hunt anyway. Where this game would have made better use of that because all the levels look the same, so...
Yeah.
But Rise didn't need them, and then after like 5 times of playing the same map, you pretty much knew all the locales, and then it's like, oh, now you gotta collect a bunch of bugs for 5 minutes before you start to...
I'd still really love your idea of like doing that like so many times, and then it just gives you a rainbow one.
They literally had everything they needed in the game to do that because they had a Rainbow Spear Bird for the defense quests and the arena quests anyway.
Yeah.
And they literally had an achievement for every single level, which was if you beat the level 50 times, you get an achievement. It's like you just tie that to those achievements. Because then, like, it's still a little bit of a pain in the ass, but, you know, like, if you play the game a decent amount...
Right,
you know,
it would pay off.
Hunts. Yeah.
Like, maybe that's too much, but at the same time, it's better than not having it. and
it's a
it would work.
reward where
Yeah.
like instead of the normal reward for those achievements, which is nothing. So, yeah.
Like, if they did that, I don't think the spirit birds would have bothered me as much as they did.
Yeah.
It's funny how some weapon and armor sets look futuristic in the Monster Hunter games. Oh yeah, like the Ardean armor set. It's true, but then you also have like some monsters like, what is it, Valhazak? It's just the jet dragon.
No,
Yeah,
that's not Val. Val's the rotting
no,
corpse dragon.
that's the rotting corpse one, you're right. What's
Valstrix.
Val, okay, so it did start with a
Valstrax.
Val. That's why I got it confused. Valstrax.
The well, the Al Mudron set is like super futuristic looking, which like makes no sense to me because it's a mud dragon. But the set is like this really like futuristic like cyberpunk. That's the one with like the spinning like Akira tire hammer thing. Like like all of like its weapons and its armor set look really cool. But it doesn't really make sense with the theming of the monster.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
then
like the Palamute set looks like Blade Wolf or something.
Huh, that's pretty awesome. And then there's the time Metal Gear Solid did a crossover with Monster Hunter and Peace Walker. Oh really? What did they do? I never played Peace Walker.
Hot cold drink.
Hot cold drink. Hot cold man drinks hot cold drink. That would be fucking funny as hell, man. So, these guys hit harder, right?
Yeah, they should. But they die. I want my JoJo references back in Monster.
Oh man, this guy can't catch a break. Nice. They had a Palico show up on a beach that Big Boss meets, who invites him to do some monster hunting, and the final boss you face is basically Metal Gear Wreck, but as a monster. So you play as Big Boss hunting down monsters using machine guns and more. That's pretty awesome. That's fun.
Monster.
Yummy. Drinking that bug juices keep me warm inside. What were you saying? Red?
What?
What were you saying?
Nothing.
Ah. Are you? So I'm sorry if I'm tempting you too much, Soma. I mean, you'll hear me and Red complain about this game a lot because of certain aspects of it, but we do have fun with it too.
Complain out of disappointment for what it could be. But it sounds like they're trying to... That's why I'm saying it feels unfinished, because they're adding all this crap in, like Gathering Hub and shit, that everybody, like, wanted and expected. And I don't think that they made the decision to just not have the shit. I think they just, like, shortchanged it and released it before they had it ready. Like, they were still preparing it, but it wasn't ready yet. So it's, yet again, it's another one of those, like, early access kind of situations where it's like, let's release a game before it's done. I get, like, the monsters themselves, like, patching those in later, especially if you have to do, like, new animations and attacks and stuff, but, like, the Gathering Hub shit should have just been in the game from the get-go. Like, they should have just waited.
Yeah, I agree.
Because multiplayer is such a huge part of this game, that's a big, and especially after they did so well with Iceborne, that's bad. That seems to be the climate of AAAs now, though. Because they see, oh, there's indie developers that release stuff in early access so they can get money because they're poor indie devs, so we can do that with our games, even though we're multi-million-dollar companies.
Mm-hmm. It's very frustrating. Oh my god.
What did you... Yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna treat the next, like, Animal Crossing game when, like, when New Horizons was, like, as bad as it was with the whole, like, let's release everything that New Leaf had over the course of 2 years to put in our game to finish it. I feel like they're just gonna release, like, a tech demo and be like, you can walk in this, like, tiny little square, isn't that cool? And then they're gonna be like, hey, here's a free update where you have the rest of the town you're supposed to.
Sorry. Just catching up on messages between fights.
You can have 3 different dialogues with your villagers. On the next free update, you'll be able to have 2 other different conversations.
This area is pretty cool. Don't you think, Hunter? Yes. No.
It's beautiful.
I would like to eat it. Those are the options you get, like, every time. Like, yes or no, or I would like to eat it.
That's every lazy villager. The lazy villagers are that, the jock villagers are yes, no, or I want to lift weights and be sweaty. And,
yeah.
Yeah, I like the villagers a lot more when they were assholes to you sometimes. It was funny.
Yeah, I agree. I know that we're talking about Animal Crossing now. I was referring to Monster Hunter just with the pointless dialogue choices it gives you.
Oh, well, no, well, that's how well it fits, though, because it's the same thing.
I did pull up that video. I will have to check that out later. Thank you, Havoc. Yeah, it is frustrating, Solma, and, like, the fact that, like, big companies release stuff in the early access without calling it that has turned me off from, like, purchasing future installments of those games. Like y'all were talking about with Animal Crossing. Like, they just released it, and then they're like, we're gonna release free updates, you know, so it gets to the point that New Leaf initially released in. And it's like, well, you know, I'm already burned out with the game because there's not enough here and you didn't release it with enough content, so I really don't give a fuck about your quote-unquote free updates that should have just been in the game from the start.
I'm not really sure how their release schedule went because from what I remember, they planned to release it the previous like fall or winter, and then they didn't because they were like, oh, we need more time.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if the reason that they released, well, I don't know if COVID played a part in that, because I feel like if it did, then they were aware that, oh, people are gonna be home, so, like, you know, people are gonna be stuck in their house and shit, so what better time to release a sim game than for, you know, when people have a shit ton of time on their hands, right? And it did
Yeah.
work, because they got a shit ton of money, and I think
Right.
COVID was a big part of why that game was so successful.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that was, like, part of their like I don't know if like they took advantage of that or that just so happened that way.
So yeah, it's like maybe they just took advantage of a situation rather than it being a trend. Maybe.
Well, I'm not sure if they were planning to delay it further and then COVID happened and they figured that they would sell more because people would have more time to play the video game. So
Yeah.
then they released it earlier than they they released it earlier than they planned to because they knew they would get more sales. I'm not sure. Because I don't know if I don't know what, like, state they were in and, like, how much they considered that.
Right. We're talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons. New Leaf was the one on the 3DS. New Horizons, yeah, I know, very similar in name, is the one on the Switch. Oh boy. Great. I've gotta eat. Sacred, I need you. I'm gonna eat right next to this Nitro Toad, because I know it will appreciate me eating with it. And then I'm gonna kick him. Ha! Take that.
I'm gonna kick that little bastard.
Also, hey, Nakihara, welcome out to the stream. Just doing Monster Hunter Wilds with my friend Red. Got a little Beyblade cheer there. No! You know, anytime I don't shield from that, I get hit, and sometimes when I shield, I just don't. No, you don't. Hey, it's not on fire anymore, and I have my mantle on that, like, quadruples my attack damage right now.
It's weird fighting in a non-fiery area.
Oh, I know, right? Like, this whole place is not, like, going through the, whatever they call that special weather. I can't remember the name they use for it.
There's a lot of different...
Inclemency or something? I don't know. It's called something weird. But it's like the special weather in each area is called that. I've already cut one of his tentacles off, though. Thank you for this mantle. The Frenzy Mantle. Damn. You're gonna buy it on payday, not sure if your PC can handle it. The performance is not great. If you want, like, stable frames, you have to use FrameGen. Otherwise, it's pretty bad. Of course...
You need AMD for that.
Well, Oat doesn't have it. But he does have a better, like, NVIDIA card. Like, I don't know.
I have a better NVIDIA card too, but the AMD shit where, like, it doesn't have FrameGen. By default, it does like an NVIDIA thing, and it's worse, so...
Yeah, Oat couldn't enable FrameGen. He had to switch to the AMD stuff in the options of this game, and it allowed it. I don't know how it would run on lower specs, though.
Let's optimize everything for PS5. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, just, you know...
2025 where consoles are still king, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, just as a heads up with stuff, like, it does have those problems. I'm sure you could watch some tech videos on YouTube covering it better than I could talk about it, too. Worst case is that you could refund it. Yeah, I suppose so. Remember when Steam did not allow refunds? Why'd he do it again?
Where Steam doesn't allow refunds, but then they also allowed anything to be on greenlight at one point.
Yeah. There was like no curation at all.
Beautiful stuff. There's still kind of like minimal, like there's curation, but they're not too hard on it, which is, I think, a good balance.
Yeah.
You want to kill it or no?
I want to cut off one more tentacle at least.
You are pretty bloodthirsty.
You don't remember that, but it sounds terrible.
Yeah, basically, if you look on the list of games you're not allowed to stream on Twitch, I think a lot of those games were like a Steam greenlight kind of situation.
Really?
From what I recall, like, it was an old list I looked at, but it was like, you know, like Nazi Simulator 2, and like, you know, like just like clear.
Yeah. Okay.
That kind of stuff.
That makes sense. I was thinking...
edgy to be edgy kind of shit.
Yeah. A new Yaya. New Yaya! New Yaya!
I actually have a Wyvern fire ready.
Oh, nice. Yeah, blast the hell out of it.
You got barrels.
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry, I'm over here collecting shit.
Better be.
There you go. Got the tentacle.
Cry to it.
Yeah.
They got newer. Good.
Huh, look at that.
Gen 4. I guess Gen
Alright.
4 is not new anymore.
We captured it, now we can get tentacle. And I can finish mining. Ooh, I got a flame gem from the tentacle. That's a 2% fucking chance right there.
Look at Lucky Poppy for Trevor over here. All of us plebs have to get our flame gems from investigation.
That's gonna hurt. Thank you, Havoc. Yeah. Yes, okay, so FrameGen is the AI generated FPS stuff. It like approximates the next frame based on what it's like computing at the time, and it's able to like make your frame higher. Now I actually do like this technology. I think it is very good technology that can increase your frames in a good way. Here's the problem with it. Well, you might get like some ghosting effects with frame generation, just by nature of like how it is. It's not perfect. It can, I think it can introduce some like input latency. I'm not sure on that one. But the real
Probably
problem...
not great for FPS's PvP, but...
Yeah. And the real problem with it is that companies don't use it like they should. Surprise, surprise.
Ta-da.
It is a... So, if you have optimized your game and done everything that you can to get it running well, and then you use FrameGen on top of that to get more frames out of it that you couldn't otherwise, that's great. That's not how it's used, though. Companies cut corners, people go under crunch, it's released before it should be, things are optimized like shit. And then, like, when something is only able to get 35 to 45 FPS, which people will give them shit for, they advertise it as 60 to 70 because of FrameGen, which can double your frames. So, it's false advertisement. It's not a complete lie, but they're not giving you the actual frames that the game is running at without FrameGen. So instead of being used as a helpful tool to boost your performance beyond what it would be capable of normally, it's used as a stopgap shortcut for unoptimized games in order to give them some more frames while they still run like shit.
Wasn't that the thing that NVIDIA's new cards were
Yes.
doing, or, yeah.
That's
like
how they
advertising all
advertise.
this, like, frame rate, and everyone's like, it's fake frames, man.
Yeah. So, great
Good
technology that I love, that is used horribly, just like all the other AI stuff that's out right now. I think that there are very good applications for it, and when it's used correctly, it can be funny to downright fucking useful. And of course, all of the companies use them in the worst way imaginable, and it's super annoying.
You have this great AI intelligence, and all they want to do is make the Patriots. Scissors.
Yeah, big companies suck.
That'd be a good meme, just having, like, companies be like, and then it's like the AI kernel, and then the consumers just, Raiden going, huh?
Yeah? Raiden, turn off the PlayStation 2. What? Turn it off now.
Eyes will hurt it. You'll get a headache if you stare at the screen too long.
This is just a video game, right, Raiden? Hey, bro, look over here. You know who else does the best foot massage to the smartest person in the world? My mom! Muscle Man would say that. Hey, Usido, welcome out.
Trevor, describe what this creature is.
What is this? It is like a bird bug with an inflatable tail that injects poison into the ground and into you.
And it's like a chimera of like 4 things.
Its tail inflates, and it also like kind of wraps around its neck, so it's like one of those life vests that you wear.
It's no Mother 3 chimera, but it's no cattle snake.
Poor toy furries going wild. It would be funny if the gaming giant corpse crashed. I agree. Another Atari crash.
What the heck?
Yeah, thank you, Cito. Who is messaging me?
Everyone, because you're spend an hour a day just going through all the fan mail you get. It's crazy. Are you gonna tell people like where you go or like what panels you're at and stuff when you go to furry conventions so they can know like where to line up for their autograph?
Oh yeah, don't you know?
I knew it. Like, is that the Trevor the Fox? Whoa.
Okay.
Mm.
Nothing, just... I feel stretched in like 20 different directions all the time.
Well, you are a lewd furry artist, so you're gonna be stretched a lot.
Oh yeah. Okay, what investigation should we do?
Probably got time for like one more.
You got one more? What if we do a tempered raid owl?
Sure.
That early access game, Schedule 1, has gotten the front page mention on Steam. Oh, really? It's a game where you play as a drug dealer and start an empire, and you do some cooking. And it has 4-player co-op. Well, I hope that it's good. Not every early access game is bad, but the song and dance for it gets a bit tired when you've seen a lot of them, because they can be fun, but the amount of content they have can get... If it doesn't jive with you, or if it's not enough, it can get old, and by the time they update stuff, you're kind of burned out and done with it.
Yep. I can go on for a while with stuff like that, but yeah, like I think Animal Crossing's a perfect example, like because they're like, oh, we got updates. We'll be supporting the game for 2 years, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. Except they don't tell you the 2 years of updates is the stuff they should have had in the game in the first place. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, oh look, we introduced diving and stuff for like fish and crap that was in New Leaf to begin with. Like it's like we finally released that like a year and a half later after the game release, and it's like I kind of don't want to have to do that after I've caught all the fish and bugs, and I have to play for another year of real time to catch all the freaking deep sea fish if I don't want to time travel.
Yeah.
What are we fighting first?
Right now. It's the only thing we're fighting.
Oh, I thought we were doing the ball of horror thing, because there's a tempered one here.
Oh. I haven't heard of that one, or I haven't played it.
Get used to actually dodging these attacks at some point.
Right. There we go. Ow.
Have you played with Otnom lately at all, or?
Oh no, my schedule hasn't lined up with his at all. I don't know where he's at in the game or anything.
Just busy being horny somewhere.
Yeah. Damn it.
There lived a certain mouse, he had a magic bell, and when it would ring, it would rearrange his cells.
Wonder if that'll
Sometimes
work
he
on the
was an
tempered
imp,
version.
or a moogle, or a sock,
Mhm.
but no matter what, he is
Like,
always Trevor
if I
Fox.
perfect guard that,
Live, it's
I
Trevor's
take, like, no
stream, he is
damage at
gonna
all.
draw and scream. So
Yeah.
welcome out and enjoy the show.
Man,
Live on Trevor's stream.
it was weird
got some
suddenly
points
hearing
to redeem,
Xerxes' voice.
And rating Otnom, cause he said no.
Yeah, I got my song request redeemed. Man, I miss Xerxes.
Nope, she's alright.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Oh god, I ate too much cheese. Oh god, no! I'm so fat now. Hey Neo, welcome out. I haven't had time to mess with it yet. From you messaging me, I went to sleep, I woke up, and then I immediately started streaming, so I
Made
haven't
100
done anything
clips.
yet.
Yeah. You need a secretary, Trevor, for all those clips you make.
I do, I still have another video to go through.
Well, I'd say that, but I don't know. It's probably easier for you to do them yourself because you like them clipped a certain way.
Well, I mean, I do have a certain sense of humor, I have a certain sense of timing, but it's nothing that I don't think someone else couldn't learn. But even if they injected their own humor into it, if someone had a good sense of timing, I think it would be fine. The point is, like, you have a start... Yeah, and the point is you have a start and a stop point for the humor. You don't, like, let the joke play out and then have 20 seconds of nothing. Where it's like, the joke happens where it's like, oh man, I hit the door, and then it's just 20 seconds of, like, walking around and nobody's saying anything.
Wasn't that silence funny?
Yes, you can customize your sacred. I got my sacred to look like my friend Rex.
I wonder what Rex is gonna make his sacred look like.
I don't know. I'm curious. I wonder if there's like a... Well, I don't think it will be. I just wonder if there's like a Dino Crush or something he would make it look like.
Dino Crush?
Yeah.
That's where he has a crush on.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There it goes. Also, welcome out, Neo. Good to see you. It's been, it's been a stream. It's been a fun stream. It's just been a very unusual stream from what my typical stuff is.
It's not like you never rant on stream.
Yeah, I usually just don't rant about certain things. It's usually stuck to video games and stuff.
You didn't cross your arms hard enough, so it's weird. Killing or catching.
It's all at the beginning of the stream. You can see it once I make the highlight and put it over on YouTube. But basically, I was just talking about how censorship annoys me.
Are we catching or killing?
We can catch. I know you ain't got long. You're probably overdue anyway.
I got it.
Nice. Good job. I don't think I ever cut the tail off, did I?
We'll have plenty of time to do that on the other one. So I'm sure we'll have to grind that at least like 10 times to get all the...
Yeah. Oh my god. Red, that was our last one. And yeah, you see the gem I got?
I can tell by your reaction.
I got the Guardian Ironwall gem, which was the exact one I was been trying to make. Holy shit.
That's Poppy for luck for you. You got the flame gem from the tentacle and... If only we all could be so lucky.
Oh, right. If only.
I bet you could play Warframe right now and get all the rare RNG rolls.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Well, now to put this on my character. I'm a Tonberry, I'm stabby now. Don't worry, Red, I'll be your biggest fan so you can get Poppy for luck too. That's what Soma says.
Thank you. I don't know if I'll ever get all the followers that Trevor has, though. He's a superstar. Right, Trevor? You need to vent.
I need to
Superstar.
vent. Get off of vent or I'll have you vent.
Must vent, Greg.
Okay, I have guard level 3 now. That
That
improves...
does help.
It improves, decreases the impact of attacks and reduces stamina depletion by 50%. It was 30% before. So yeah, that's good. Damn, that's awesome. I'm very happy with that.
Good.
Hey, I'm getting there a little bit at a time.
I hope they bring back layered weapons soon.
Yeah, so I don't have to use this ugly pocket watch as my charge blade.
And it looks better than my gun lance. My gun lance it looks like a bone gun. It's the arc-filled one.
Did they have layered weapons before?
In World, but it might have just been Iceborne. But they
Okay.
did have them.
Alright, Red, so you need to head out, go to work?
Yeah, I should probably start getting ready.
Alright, well, I hope that it goes good and you're able to get some proper sleep, dude. I know you're running on 2 hours.
I hit one of those wins that Rex is always talking about, but I don't know if I have 8 of them.
Well,
But,
hopefully you'll hit enough of them.
And I might come back early today, honestly, if I run out of shit to do. 'Cause I'm not just gonna sit there and drool at my computer and fall asleep.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, dude. Well, thank you for playing with me this morning. Thank you for chatting with me. It was good having you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Good luck at work, be safe, and I will catch you later.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
day, everyone. See you.
Okay. So, I wanted to play that with Ren until he had to go, and now I'm going to switch over to doing some art. And since I'm already streaming, I don't have an excuse to not do that. So we're going to get some art done today. Woo!